Don't know where to see my words at. Hmm. Let's see. Always trying something new. I don't know if this is working. How do I see? What's going on, MJ? I'm trying to find. Is it slow? Because I can't tell. Got a dozen questions, none postal related. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. I'm trying to do this through my OBS studio, so I don't know if there's a lag on it. Boom, boom, boom. Is there any lag? This is really last minute. And I can't see. All right, cool. And unfortunately, I don't know how to get my damn comments up. I'm gonna have to use gonna have to use my phone to read my comments. Damn shame. Oh, here we go. No, that's not really gonna help, but I guess it'll work for now. All right, cool. This guy says Jay gotta log on to his AOL. Ha ha. DF Hutton, how you doing? I gotta give my disclaimer. I got about 3 phone calls today. So, and comments, like, so y'all see comments for current videos, and what ends up happening is you don't get to see all the questions I get. So I have, thousands of videos, and I go into my studio and I'll go and check all the old comments, and then I'll, see if things have changed from 2, 3, 4 years ago, and then kind of put it what's going on to today. But yeah, I got, man, I got some text messages today and some calls today. And I mean, listen, before I start, I gotta put this out there. This is not corporate approved live stream. This is not recruitment. This is not a postal service smiling in a slideshow. This is definitely real world, behind the curtain, everything that they don't want you to know kind of talk. So before you get in the comments, if you're scared of truth, this is not for you, because I already know how it goes. It's going to be one of those where people are going to get uncomfortable, and that's cool. But every day, the Postal Service is grinding on people, the carriers, the clerks, the new hires, etc., the old heads, management, everyone. And somehow we still figure out how to make the damn mail move. Now, tell me I ain't crazy, or tell me that's not crazy, because it is. The Postal Service is one of those last few machines that this country has that actually works. But y'all got to be 100. Y'all know this place is being held together with duct tape, overtime, and massive human frustration. And a lot of people write and they say, hey man, what's really happening on, behind the scenes? And I always try to tell you what's happening, what's coming, whether people care about it or they like it or not. I tell you about the policies coming down before most people even hear about them, the machines, the new trucks, the plants, stuff that's shifting, and nobody, ends up getting an explanation about it until it hits them in the face. A lot of people didn't know what accessing was till I spoke about it. But we're going to talk about that tonight. And y'all know that I'm not filtered and I'm not sponsored, and I don't owe anybody silence. So I do have a couple of postal management friends that don't apply to you, then don't take it the wrong way. But you know how many times I walk into a station or a plant and I see the same exact thing, people running at 200 miles an hour while a lot of our leadership runs at 20% miles an hour. 20%, man, 20%. I see people that quit before they even figure out how to sign up for their benefits. I see people that work through the heat. I read articles about people dying from the heat, breakdowns on the side of the road, bullshit policies that came from someone who never delivered a single piece of mail in their life. But the fact of the matter is, postal workers are different. Y'all deal with weather, you deal with angry customers, broken scanners, broken promises, and somehow, some fucking way, y'all still deliver every single day, every single day. And tonight, I'm gonna put a spotlight on the truth, on the workers, on some of your questions, and what's really broken, and how it actually affects people's lives, and not just numbers on a report. So if anybody new that's watching me, don't be scared. But, you know, sometimes I go on my rants. I like to drop things from a postal perspective. And I'm going to say things that other postal channels will not say because they don't have firsthand experience and they're worried about stepping on toes. I don't. So if you want to say version, go watch somebody else. If you want reality, you know, just buckle up. Buckle up. And if you've ever worked at the Postal Service, if you ever applied and didn't know what you were walking into, you're going to get that. You're going to see decisions that make no sense from the bottom to the top. Ask me some questions in the chat. I couldn't figure out how to get my chat up there, but so I got my damn phone, so I'm going to be pulling it up to read. We're going to talk about some changes. We're going to talk about the job. We're going to talk about leadership, pay, truck, heats, plant reorganization, clerks, whatever. I'm gonna give y'all about an hour and some change. And it's for anybody that's ever done the job or cares about what's coming next. But let me tell you what happened. I have a friend that is a CCA, probably about 6 months in. And on Sundays, which I see as a major problem. On Sundays, after y'all are done with Amazon Sunday, they go back to the station and they are told to throw mail. Now, that's a clerk's job. You know, sometimes they say, oh, that's just to give them some extra hours. Number one, we got to stop with this crossing craft stuff. You can't be upset when somebody says, no, I don't want to throw mail today. I have other things going on, because let's start from the small things. And for any union person that's out there that's not paying attention, I want you to get this in your head. If management is breaking the contract from day one, if they're breaking the contract just a little bit, you cannot shrug that off, because they are breaking the contract by telling a carrier to do clerk work. So they're not abiding by the contract, giving a directive. Okay. So now when the person says, no, I don't want to do this, they are being told directly, this is what happened today. Well, because of your decision, you will not be on the schedule. Don't return to work. They put on emergency just bullshit. Emergency placement. Now, Jay, people reach out to me because I got people at the top. I sent this same message to a couple of the people that are sitting up at top. I'm waiting for a response back. This person can't reach out to somebody in their own station because their union steward is cool with management. That puts that person in a bad place. You see what I'm saying? That puts them in a bad place because they don't have anybody to turn to. They keep calling the union hall. Nobody's responding. And when they respond, they say, oh, they'll call you back in a day or two or 3 days later. This person is being put on emergency. This ain't the first time. And when they call me with this, it gets me upset because I feel like as much as I try to change this culture, I feel like people are getting let down. They're getting let down because nobody is checking management for their fuckery. I mean, I could go on and on and on, and I had some words about it, and I was like, well, you know, tell me what happened from beginning to end, and I'll see what I can do. I even sent some of the information directly over to Chooch so he could see it. Some of the audio recordings. He gave me some of the language. It's great. He gave me the information, but when I translate that information over to somebody that is new within the first year, they don't know what to do. They feel like their hands are tied. They don't know what way to turn. Talking about, oh, I'm going to file a grievance. They call somebody, well, you should file a EEO. Call somebody else, well, you should do this, or you should do that. And here's the kicker. The person did watch me before, so they know not to, take a back foot to anybody. So they're saying, hey, you know what? Y'all need to make some decisions. So when they start standing up to management, even though they're new, they know management. The only thing management can do is just put them off the clock, fuck with their schedule. But again, I know that they have something in the new contract that says that they're supposed to tell a carrier when they're working for the week. And if they need them another day, okay, then add it. But they're not supposed to just randomly take them off the schedule because they won't follow a directive to break the contract. It's so sensitive. But anyway, new people do not want to learn the job. I get it. Some people say they don't want to learn the job, but a carrier's job is not to toss mail. It's not to toss mail. That is a clerk's job. They're hiring these clerks that don't want to work on Sundays. It is, it's holiday weekend. I get it. But it's still, whose fault is that? It's not the carrier's fault that the clerk didn't come in. Come on. Anyway, if you took a guess, what percent of 600,000 employees do you think actually utilize USPS in their private lives, meaning spend money to mail things like letters, bills, and packages? Wow, that's a good one. Out of 600,000, I'm going to guess. Shit. We have about, I think they said there's about 15 to 20% older generation that is left. And I'm going to assume that that's 20% that still uses the Postal Service for something. Maybe a package here and there. Me personally, I have a P.O. box, which I almost can't afford anymore because it doesn't make sense. The box is this big and I'm paying $200 a year. Doesn't make sense. But that's a good one. I always emphasize before I used to say, hey, buy a book of stamps, one book of stamps every 2 months, make sure that all your mail all your bills are not on, where it's just on the computer. Make sure it comes through the mail. You want that junk mail because it keeps the Postal Service going, but I don't think a lot of people do that. Anyway, that's a great, mail everything, 15%. Yeah, see? Our clerks are just slow. They don't get on them. But if we, the carrier, are slow, they be freaking out. Yeah. I want the Postal Service job. I don't know if you really want the job. Nip it in the butt. I'm up to a 7-day suspension for poor work performance. I show up on time and come to work my scheduled days. Oh, man. You think we're getting $2,000 checks. I want to deliver when Danny retires. If your personal safety is right, you can blah, blah, blah. They overload us on Mondays, true, raw, unfiltered. Why does Amazon drops on Thanksgiving? What's up with that? I heard that. Amazon, well, I don't know. I'm assuming because it's a contractor, which is weird because you got to remember, the only day that the Postal Service fully closes, is Christmas Day. Yeah, it's Christmas Day. So every other day of the year, they can have somebody at a station. They can have somebody at the plant. I mean, even on Christmas Day, they have trucks. They have like a truck driver there to move stuff around, I believe. But it's very rare that they ever close. We're Amazon's bitch Saturday here, and we had a blizzard. Amazon didn't show. Double Amazon on Sunday and short carriers. Pretty sure a lot of us sitting for tomorrow. Earl's chill. Now riddle me this. We had a big snowstorm here in the last 2 days. Truck yesterday was called off. Why do not all carriers, why do they not call carriers off the streets? Safety. Yeah. I love my job, period. Okay. They're saying I'm doing 2-hour load in 8 hours. That's a problem. Across the nation seems like managers try to PDI carriers for absolutely anything. And without warnings, I've seen experience. Why is this? I don't know. I don't know why they do that. Across the nation, seems like management is trying to PDI carriers. Well, it's not just carriers, it's everybody for absolutely anything they possibly can without warnings. I've even experienced it more than once in my office. Why is that? Well, number one, they're supposed to give steps. And I'm pretty sure that Chooch is in the comments. He could tell you. Yeah, I believe it's a verbal. Then it's, I guess it's a discussion. Then it's a verbal warning. Then it's a written warning. Then they're supposed to bring you in. Then it's discipline. Then there's levels to that. And I think they have a certain amount of time to do all of that at one shot. It's just wild that hold on a second. Since the post office claims they are losing money, would you take a lump sum pension? Pensions don't work like that. Lump sum pension. You'd lose a lot of money. Number one, and I don't think they can give you a lump sum pension. They always lose money. Pension's gonna be here for a long time. Tell people about Federal Employees Retirement Fairness Act proposal. They make pressure on the representatives to support the initiative. I don't know about that. Federal Employee Retirement Fairness Act proposal. I need to look up. Federal Employees Retirement Fairness Act. I guess I need to look up. I didn't hear, like I said. Management needs to be trained on how to engage with employees. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think a lot of them lead with their feelings, and that's a shame. They're under unrealistic pressure, and a lot of them need to be chin checked, not physically, but when you have people that challenge their authority and they don't fall in line because there's somebody that's going to stand up and say, no, man, enough's enough. Enough's enough. And it's only one person. They don't get anything from that. But once you have enough people saying, you know what, I just know I'm not doing it. We got to start doing things the right way. That's when management will start lining up. I think they all need to get organized. It figures as soon as I start talking, I got to drink water. How to engage with employees. They will act like you're lazy if you pull yourself from the street, but the second you crash, they'll try to blame you fully. Absolutely. I saw someone in the government saying if USPS did a census, we could save the government billions of dollars. Yeah, the government. Are you thinking that they're gonna give you more time to do the census? I heard that. I heard they were thinking about that because we touch every single house. But I mean, that's just more work on a stressed out carrier already. Imagine going and knocking on angry customers' doors. Shit. Oh, let's see. Will clerks become kiosk instead of human interaction? I really need water. Yes. I believe it's coming down the pipe. I really do. I really do. That last video that I just did, just read the pinned comment. I mean, they may have one or two window clerks to a place that used to have 6 or 7. There might be one or two, but I believe kiosk is the way of the future. Y'all got to check out some of these new buildings that the Postal Service has. I know that it was on the blue pages. They opened up 2 of them already, and they're beautiful, but I think they have like 1 or 2 people on the inside of it. Really nice. So what's the latest technology update post office is working on? I believe I did a video about that, but technology update. Why MJ gonna ask me about technology? I spoke about the new trucks that they currently have up in Virginia. That's a pilot program with the Jeeps and a van. The video is somewhere maybe 2-3 weeks ago. You check that out. I believe they're going to be doing updates to our scanners for the next 2 to 3 years before they go and replace them with newer scanners. They've already put these machines inside of the plants that have eliminated clerk jobs. I wish I could take a video of that, but I cannot. There is videos where it's just a vacuum claw and it just it picks up and it just moves everything across the conveyor belt by itself. So I believe it eliminated 6 clerks per shift. 6 clerk positions per shift at the plant. It's a $1 million machine. Really nice. I take from when it feels unsafe. We call in. We should call in and say I need a direct order to keep covering myself. There is power in numbers. 100%. That's the problem. I had what is this gentleman's name? The president of the APWU. He was on, and he said there's power in numbers, but there are too many people that are going to lay down. And infamous saying is, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. And that's how the post office is right now. Nobody wants to fight back. And it's not about fighting. It's just about standing in unity. I'm going through retaliation. I went to the union about the 204B not having a 1723 and using a supervisor code to into the system and play with people's time. The union ain't helping me with nothing. All right. Kind of confused me there. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Retaliation. I went to the union about the 204B. Okay, that's the fake supervisor not having a 1723. Okay, that's something for your time off, and using a supervisor code to, so basically they didn't have their own access to get into the tax. Play with people's time, and the union ain't helped me with nothing. I'm not sure what craft you're in, Daryl, but nobody's supposed to adjust time except for the lead clerks from nationwide. It was APWU. They scored a major victory up north, and I think they got like $20 million, some ridiculous amount. So not even supervisors are supposed to input your time. It's supposed to be a clerk, lead clerk. So if your regular union isn't helping you, you got to go up the ladder and make sure you document. You went to your shop steward, then you went to, an alternate steward. You went up to vice president, president, and you got to go above them. Got to go through. It's the long haul, the long game. Unfortunately, you have to play this game. It sucks. The best way to represent members of the union who are utterly horrible at the job and get panties in a bunch when management throws the slightest inconvenience. Oof. I get it. I get it. There are some horrible workers. I think it was senators that mentioned an idea a few months ago. Yes, sir. I tell my customers that the letter and paycheck. They were trying to pass a bill to cut a day instead of working 6 days. We'd be working 5 days. Yes, I spoke about that. All right, correct. If you notice a scan across, they just stopped replacing us. I've seen it. AJH or just live tellers at bank. Well, there's usually no live tellers anywhere, man. It's rare. The only place you're really going to have somebody deal with you is at a window. And like if you're going through Dunkin' Donuts, there's always going to be somebody at the window. But I went to Dunkin' Donuts, and you got to sit there and punch stuff up on the screen. McDonald's, there's kiosks everywhere. At the bank, I don't go to a bank anymore. Think about that. All you guys get your checks direct deposit, right? And then I'm looking for my phone. It's right there. You get your phone's direct deposit. You get your checks direct deposit. You do all your banking online. Do you write out a check and mail? No, I do. My checkbook. I had to make sure it wasn't turned around. Yeah, my checkbook. Don't nobody see nothing. But yeah, checkbook. I still pay with checks just so I can mail stuff. Y'all should try that. Keep us in business. All right. Has anyone reviewed the new LLVs? I have. They're not LLVs. They're NGDVs. Next generation delivery vehicles. I personally do not like the way that the passenger side mirror is on them. They're pretty horrible. Very difficult blind spot. And as a tractor trailer driver, I use mirrors 24/7. I think it's just very awkward. In your opinion, do you think the carriers would get a contract with a better financial incentive in 2026, higher than the 1.5% like last time? Oof, Adam. I've had James Henry on here. I've had Corey Walton on here. I've had Mike Cariff on here. Not one of them could promise that answer. Not one of them. They say they will. They hope for it, but they have never given me a direct, yes, we will get that. I'm sure they'll all aim for it, but I do not. My personal opinion, I don't think they're going to get any more than that. To get 2% would be a great win. But I haven't heard anybody say, I guarantee that we will get, if I'm president, I guarantee you we will get more than that. They all talk a good game, but that's going to be hard. Ooh, regarding losing clerks to kiosks, this is a prime example of what Walmart self-checkout and how well it works. It don't, and it makes people pissed. Yeah, you're right. I hate Walmart. I refuse to go. Man, are we getting new vehicles in Florida for carriers? Yes, you are. It depends on what part of Florida you're in. I know for a fact that they're there. Depends on what area you're in, Mr. Sanchez or Miss Sanchez, Boss Sanchez. There's, oh man, there's a lot in Florida. I know for a fact. 75 watching, 12 likes. You know what? I just realized today, I've never asked anybody to subscribe to my channel. And I'm not even subscribed to my channel. I looked today and noticed I wasn't even subscribed to my channel. It's kind of weird, right? Anybody that's here, this is on a personal note, and I don't really talk about religion too much, but there are people that need prayer. There are people stressed out. There are people that spent time alone during this holiday season. There's people that are going through things that only you can deal with. The praying mailman, name is Matthew. Just punch that in and go to his channel. He speaks for less than 2 minutes. Sometimes, just because of who we are and the shit we go through, you need to hear that word. Very positive individual. I don't know how he stays so positive. Actually, it's because of God. But please go over to his channel and subscribe to him. He knows all your struggles. I wrote him and I was like, hey, man, I heard you, he was telling me that he stepped up into 204B role. And I'm not going to get too far in what we spoke about behind the scenes, but, he said the carriers still respected him as an acting supervisor. It was morally difficult for him to fill what management requested him to fill. And that's a shame, because that just goes to show you that even good people that are hard workers can can he's not gonna be morally broken down just to fulfill the needs that are unrealistic. I don't want to get into it anyway, but I'm proud of the brother. He stuck with his personal morals first. Again, the praying mailman, just punch it in. He may look a little silly because some of his videos he don't have a beard. He's starting to grow it back. Oh man. You have too many craft employees that only care when it directly affects them. That's right. That's right. That's it right there. Nobody gives two fucks about nothing until it directly affects you. I've been doing this for years. What I'm doing right now. And I never saw so many people come together until that situation occurred with Renfro disappearing for that length of time and y'all contract getting messed up. All the carriers bonded together because they had one common issue. Didn't matter if they were table 1, table 2, CCA, blah, blah, blah. All of them bonded together because that one problem affected all of them. But then I talk about other things. Oh, certain times, this one is lazy, newer generation of carry. Man, people are so split down the middle. So just like Mr. Hutton said, craft employees only cares when it directly affects them. Because you also got to remember, there were some people that voted yes for the carrier contract because that raise was so common to them and they're so far up the ladder, it didn't affect them. You know, they were like, whatever. And that's the same thing that happened in the APWU. We got almost 200,000 people. And was it 30,000 voted? Because the rest of them were like, well, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Let something get messed up on their check. Or they say they're getting their check on January 15th. And it don't come on January 15th. They all gonna come together and start rah-rah. It's the shame. For clerks who process letters through automated machines, I heard there will be changes where machines will be more automated to use less clerks. Have I heard anything? Less clerks. Well, they only use 2 right now for the, I guess they would call them the DB machines, right? The ones that are the blue where they have to run it through and then they sweep it. So there's sometimes they'll have one person loading them. And at the other time, on the other side, they'll sweep them, if that's what you're referring to. I didn't hear anything about changes, but I'm 100% sure that they are going to have to change them because those machines that you are probably using right now, they're almost 40 years old. I guarantee you they're almost 40 years old. And you see them everywhere. They're the blue machine where you put your letters in and it runs it. And those are the ones that go into the trays and then they send them for a second pass and a third pass and all that foolishness. Now, the carriers have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, it doesn't make sense. At 40 years old, I'm sure they found out some technology that can make those letters work better. I guarantee it. I don't know when. I haven't heard when. That's a good question. Jonathan Smith, I'm going to ask him that. Talk about eliminating jobs, and my plant wants to eliminate 12 noon jobs. Of course, ABW's filing a grievance for all affected clerks. I am so sick of the tyranny. Yeah, so that's what it is. That happened at my plant as well. They're trying, what it is that if the volume is not there certain times a day, they're going to eliminate those bids. So that's how they excess people. That's why they say, oh, well, you become an unassigned regular. It's wild, ain't it? Taxes being taken out of management's hands at the end of 2025. It was a grievance years ago, and they finally, after realizing how much they paid for it, yeah. I don't like clerks touching my time. Putting my no lunches now. Agreed. 250 years later, why am I having to provide my own POV to serve your company routes? That's MJ. You make so much money. That's why you getting paid extra to use your vehicle. Too much nepotism. Supervisors got their job there. Mom, dad, aunt, uncle got their job, not to be qualified in management. Not all of them. Not all of them. Not all of them. There is a lot of nepotism, though. The infamous is not what you know, is who you know. That is true. There's a lot of that. You're telling me do it once a week, RCA. Just had 2 no call, no shows, but I'm a regular. What can I expect on Monday? I'm not sure what craft you're in. Rent Dodger. Rent Dodger, that's cool. No call, no shows, but I'm a regular. What can I expect? More work? That's what you're looking for, more work? No big deal, though. Work mean money. Are you guys able to become a supervisor without being a 204B, or is that the only way through? Well, I know there are people that apply directly for supervisor positions that do get hired. The one thing about a 204B, which I believe they were trying to phase out at one time, is that, I'm sorry, I'm looking down because I don't have the thing on my screen and I'm trying to read from my phone. One thing about the 204B position is that it gives people the feel of what they're about to deal with. So just like the praying mailman, he got a chance to feel it out. He's like, okay, well, let me see if this is for me. You get paid at a higher rate temporarily, and you can do, I think it's 30 days or 60 or 90. I'm not sure. And if you don't like it, you can always go back down to craft. Now, once you become supervisor, now you're kind of stuck in that position for a while before you act. And you really have to really mess up to go get put back down to craft. So 204B, in my opinion, is the way to go if that's what you want to try. There is small exclusion on the tax standalone level 18s without any POs under them, and the PM enters time for clerks. They take an hour away from the 15-hour clerks, so PM now has 14. Well, that's not good. If a person works, you're supposed to get paid for every hour you work. Every hour you work, you get granted 2 15-minute breaks as well as a half-hour break, half-hour paid. So if you're there from 7 a.m., you work from 7 to 3:30. That's how that works. They're not supposed to take anything away from you. Almost never a reason to go to the bank. Yeah, I ain't got money to go to the bank anyway. I still write check and mail letters. Job security, there it is. Amazon coming to town and supposedly taking Amazon packages from us. How does management not have a better idea of the outlook of the future volume? Good question. What they do is have projected outcome. So that happened at my plant. We had Amazon big place in one spot, and then they have a fulfillment center not too far. So the way Amazon works is they have contractors. One contractor, I'm a contractor. I'll have 10 trucks. I have to fill those 10 trucks with people. Now, until they get their whole fleet, you really don't know what the volume is going to be. Again, any volume that's coming from Amazon is also dependent on the economy, because you can't buy nothing if you ain't got money either. So that's why they can't give you a direct answer. And I am 100% sure 4 years ago, Amazon packages, let's say you used to get 10 pallets at your station. Today, you're not getting 10 pallets. You might get 4. because they have these contractors, and then they have these subcontractors, and they got the subcontractors taking a lot of that work away, and then you guys get stuck with heavy volume. But to answer your question, nobody can give you a real answer as far as Amazon packages until the place is there and they see what the trend is at the moment. NGDV's Jay is live streaming from one right now. You ain't lying. Ha! Huh. If I receive a random check here and there, I go to the bank, or if I'm short on physical cash, I go to the bank. But yes, direct deposit is great. I don't carry cash. I really don't. I just got bad luck with carrying cash. I'll borrow $5 from somebody and then Zelle it back to them. Oh boy. If I was a carrier, which candidate would I choose for president? Kimberly Carter. I am glad you said that. I would not choose any of them. I would run for president. If I had to deal with the shit y'all dealing with, I wouldn't have faith in any of them. Now, this is my opinion. I tell you guys a lot. I don't tell you guys everything. But Jay? No. No. I would put my own team together. And I'm telling you right now, there's a team. There's a team that's thinking about getting together. You got one right there in the chat. Chooch. He in there. Nick. Mailman Nick. I'm gonna convince them. I promise you I'm gonna convince them to run for 2030. I promise you that. And they're going to put together a team. And those are the ones that are going to know what every single carrier needs and wants. Because they've been, throughout these next few years, they're going to be right there. You don't have to be going station to station to station. Sometimes you just got a platform where you could talk to people. Just like this. Just like this. I had people reaching out to me talking about, hey, man, you want to be the craft director, blah, blah, blah. Man, I told y'all before, I got a problem. I do. Because I got morals. It's hard for me to represent people that I don't feel need to be represented. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I honestly... James Henry is a great man. He has morals. He has standards. He's a solid individual. He's a great speaker. And I'm going to say it. There's a lot of people that do not feel as if he would win without Corey. Because everybody's like, oh, well, he's one of the good old boys. He's up there with Renfro right now. But Corey, I think that he's just the rebel that if he ran with anybody that Corey runs with is more than likely going to win because of who he is and his aggressiveness, his aggressive macho tone where you know he ain't bullshitting. He not playing the fiddle. So, but he's not the one running for president. So you have James Henry, morally great. God, man of God. Sorry if it bothers anybody. No, I'm not, because I'm a Christian myself. But then you have Mike Cariff. He kind of has I feel like a New York attitude, but he's from Chicago. You know, he has the good talk. He has the good thoughts. He's down to earth. He's still working. So that's a hard one, man. It's kind of upsetting that they, dissected each other and they came apart, and everybody has their opinion behind why they broke up, but the only people that know why they really broke up are them. That's what it is. It's them. And there should really be no smear campaign against each other, honestly. They just need to put their work in and try to serve the carriers. I invited both of them on and told them, hey, I will raise money for you guys. You don't have to have a debate, have a discussion. Talk about what it is that you offer. Talk about what it is that you offer. Don't, degrade each other. And I would put up a freaking a donation thing for them and raise money for their campaigns. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. From the outside looking in, it seems to me the CCA position was the worst thing that could have happened to the employees at the USPS itself. I believe table 2. So it's not just CCAs. So there's CCAs, there's MHAs, there's PSEs, which are typically the table 2 people, the people that came in after 2012, 2013. Those are the ones that are non-career for a couple years. It's hard. Even the rural carrier assistants. It's impossible to guarantee that would be lying. 2% is more attainable. Not promising, but he would try to get it done before 2026 election. Our station has already 5 accidents with the new vehicles. Those new vehicles are like aluminum foil. They are. They just peel wide open. They're pretty garbage. People running into things. They're tall. They're very tall. They're almost the height of a 2-ton truck, and they're wide. They turn awesome. They have AC, but they have electric brakes. It's all cool, but I don't think everybody knows how to drive them. I've seen some of the new vehicles in Fort Myers already. Yeah, I'm sure of that. On the west side. Haven't seen any in Central Florida, Jay, but I'm a rural carrier. We're the last always. Well, let me tell you, I don't know what part of Central Florida you're in. My daughter works in Central Florida. But I can guarantee you there are hundreds in Central Florida. Hundreds. From Orlando all the way over to Tampa. Now, I don't know where you at between there, if you're north of there, but the big cities, they do have them. 2% will be a win. I just had 2 no-call, no-shows. I'm a regular. What kind of write-up is that? I don't know. It depends on your management. Praying for a National Guard member who's fighting for his life. Man, we need Sure Post back. I remember when y'all couldn't stand Sure Post. Maybe not you, Adam, but they hated it. Is there any lag in the chat? Oh, that's way. I'm way behind. Sorry. Do they decommission the old LOVs or hand them down to rural routes? If they are no longer good, they will trash them. They rip them apart. From my old heads, the NGD windshield look like the back of a. Is that sarcasm, beatology? I must be. Carif will win if he stays out in the public. He's everywhere. Okay. CLC 2026 period. I think Corey being a pit bull is the only reason James has a good chance. Otherwise, I think Carif would have it in the bag. Prove Jesus existed. Oh, man. I won't engage in that. Why doesn't Corey run a card then? I'm not sure what that means. Chooch will be 50 in 2030. Yeah, right. Will he? Oh, yeah, he might. The only way I would go back is in an engineer or mechanic, pass both tests. Those are good jobs. I don't rag on 204 unless they have it coming. Unfortunately, batting 1,000. Shout out to the praying mailman. Yes, please. If you're just coming in this chat, please go over to Praying Mailman's channel. If that's for you. Couple minutes of your time. Sometimes just hearing a good word from a good person that's going through some of the same tish that y'all go through, it just changes the outlook of your day. Why not just wear a bonnet? Is he talking to me? Because I don't need to worry about covering my hair. What's my thoughts on Steiner? I think Steiner is going to change a lot silently first. He's telling everybody what his plans are without saying it directly, but pretty direct. He said it's not just by cost cutting. He's talking about raising the prices on certain things. I can't pinpoint it yet, but those little videos that he keeps putting out, I'm pretty sure they made you guys watch some of those videos. It's I can't pinpoint it yet. I go to the bank and they tell me to stop begging. It's nothing in there. Me too. Me too. Amazon facility here, package volume decreased tremendously. Yeah. All right, let's see what I missed. In the works, finalizing, no shot at getting short posts. UPS took back the volume because of the big pay increase they got. I think they're giving some short posts back to you guys, if I'm not mistaken. I think they should have done like they did with the S10 being a chassis for the LLV, using another small truck class, obviously modernized. So Willie, I did make another video. They do have another 2 vehicles that they are currently in a pilot program up in Virginia. And this is from the Jeep style way back in the day. It looks pretty cool. Natasha Formally, hello. I'm not sure. It's called Ground Saver, or are we in the works for getting it back? We need 5-day mail delivery with package delivery on the weekends. Post office saved. So suppose I need my package on Tuesday. Y'all ain't gonna bring it to me? Uh-oh. While talking, I was complaining about that person earlier. Contact the national business agent. Somebody has to get in there and file a grievance. That's no grounds for emergency placement. I finally got an answer back. Like I said, I be getting the answers. I told you. So from the beginning of my video, I said somebody's getting harassed. And I finally got the answer just now while I was talking to you guys. Amazon packages drop when the new facilities open, but then it gets to be much more than the guys. I got 4 Amazon guys on my route and still get Amazon. It's just too much. No, Chris, you're too much. You're just a beast. You just go over to Amazon and take their work. Heard about you. I'm just kidding. I don't see much more questions. I just wanted to get in there and kind of do my little rant. I don't like that. I feel, man, 2 T's in a bucket. I feel like our unions have been, our local level have been failing a lot of people. I feel like they're selective when they want to help enforce it. And I did a video about this. But the more I get from people that are personal and close to me, and I try to step in and say, well, don't even worry about it because I know there's a way to do this. And when you get the language, you get the advice like I just got, and then I turn around and say, hey, give this to your shop steward. Well, my shop steward don't want to do it. What? Come on, man. Come on. It's disheartening. This is disheartening. And that is shit like that makes people quit the union. It's sad. You can't build a stronger union when you feel like you're being let down from the union. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But again, let me circle back around to that comment where they said that you asked if I would vote for Cariff or James Henry. Vote your conscience. Vote your conscience. Whoever you feel in your heart is gonna do the best for you. And you remember, you don't have to vote down a slate. So you can mix and match. There's not, oh, just vote down row B. No, if you like Henry and you like whoever else, not Corey, and you like somebody else, you can just zigzag. It's not like when you vote for Trump, you got Trump, and then you got this guy, that's not how it goes. You can mismatch. Whoever you feel is gonna do the right for you. Just make sure that you guys follow both of them. Listen to what they're talking about and see if I can identify with you. I think James Henry has an open forum somewhere. I forgot where you can send him some messages and ask your questions and see how he frames it. See if he has one of those what do they call them, rap sessions or whatever, where y'all able to talk to him. You can reach out to Corey and say, hey Corey, ask James Henry to do a live session where he takes answers for an hour and see if he answers your questions. That's how you get the feel of each person that is president. Not a Corey. Corey knows the fucking book like the back of his hand. I heard that on his breaks, he used to pick up the books and educate himself. Corey a different breed, but he's not the one running at the top of the ticket. So you guys have to choose who you want. I still, for some reason, have faith in APW as a whole. For some locals, none at all. Oh, man. Some of these locals are horrible. Man. We got a union. You got union steward physically involved with management, right? Physically involved with management, a union steward physically involved with management. And then you have an employee that got written up by that manager, and that's their shop steward. Come on, man. That's going on right now. That is going on right now. Who do they turn to? You can't tell a union shop steward not to be romantically involved with management because that's their personal lives, right? But at the same time, you would look at it as a conflict of interest, right? This is what goes on at this place. Shit. Have you ever heard anything that we've discussed over the last 2 years consistent with our next station or area? Management breaks the contract, we file a grievance. It's a flawed system. Exactly. They know the book, but don't. One more time. They all know the book, but don't happy the book. Big difference. Kills morale of the workers. Absolutely. We can't have shop stewards removed. Why can't we have shop stewards removed? Good question. I don't know. Chooch, is that a thing? Can you have shop stewards removed? Yes, they should, but people fold instead of fight. Do they still do drug testing for carriers, new CCAs? No, they don't. No. You worried about a drug test there, Beeks, in Texas? If I told you the union dynamic in my local, your head would explode. Yeah, I always thought some APWs are in bed with management. There are. Yeah, there are. We need better stewards, you think? I think so. Anyway, I'm trying to respond to this person. Anybody got a rant they wanna? What's crazy is that I asked Chooch to come on here. I asked him what he was doing, but he ignored me. Any information about USPS and UPS last mile contract 2026? I don't know if it's finalized yet. And if it is, it'll be the same thing they did before. Same exact thing. Initial drug testing needs to be a thing. If they initially drug tested you double A, you wouldn't have a job here, bro. I just saw my gummies might have done in me, and I don't know. You're fine. You're fine. They don't they stopped drug testing in 2021, the end of 2020, early 2021, they stopped the drug testing for carriers. Truck drivers, though, I don't know if you're a truck driver. Truck drivers still get drug tested. We'd lose half the staff. They'd lose you, Yaya. I'm so excited. You start on December 15th. You starting right in the midst. You start right in the midst. This person says coke only stays in your system for a couple of days. What? What about career employees getting fired for unfavorable Nazi background? See, that is wild. I don't know how they could do that. I heard that. I don't know. Was that you that wrote me behind the scenes, Vanessa? People got fired after the fact? We federal don't do drug test. What? Drugs ain't no problem. It's bad leadership. Eh. Is new hire retainment getting any better recently? Well, I don't see it. I don't see that yet. Retainment, I believe, this is me, the pool of people that we have coming in, it's rough. It's bad. It's fucked up. I ain't even gonna lie. It's fucked up. I had a girl come into my plant. I don't know if she ever seen me before. I don't care. She came into the plant to do fingerprints. Oh my God. She had a rip from her pocket. I'm showing you like you can see my pocket. Her pocket by her hip all the way down to her ankle. That's how far her pants were ripped. I understand that's the style. Cool. You don't come to a postal government facility dressed like that to take fingerprints. And the other pants leg was all ripped up. You could see the whole leg all the way down. It was tattooed. It was cute. She had no socks on. Fucking black flip-flops to come into a federal facility. I was teaching my class. I walked out there and she was doing the thing. The lady was doing her fingerprints. I was like, whoa, what's up with her pants? I promise you, this is how the lady looked back at me. No, she's fine. She's fine. This is the lady doing the fuck you mean she's fine? I don't care. I know the new generation do what they do, but goddamn, have some fucking dignity and pride when you walk into the building. I was disgusted, but she's doing fingerprints. Hopefully she not coming to me. I'm a see, but you don't come into a bit. I'm just doing, I was rushing. What do you mean you was rushing? You knew that you were coming in here to do fingerprints. That's how you dress to come into a federal facility? I say all of that because the pool of people that we have coming now, they're not good. Not all of them. I do all these classes and I could look and see there's people that have no idea what they're in for. A lot of them come from desk jobs where they were just talking on the phone all day. They have no idea what it's like to push a BMC or APC or pick up a tray of mail or break a nail. I see these women coming in with the claws, sparkles. And I'm like, okay, cool. You look cute. You know you gonna be working. You gonna be working. Yeah, I'm good. I can do this. Oh, okay. I see older people, and I'm like, they come in after their shadow day, and they're like, oh man, it was rough yesterday. Boy, my feet, my back. I said, oh, okay. Where was you at? Oh, I was sitting in the back. I said, did you do any deliveries? Well, when we first started, they were casing. I said, so you never got out to go and do any deliveries to the door? Oh, for heaven's sake, no. This is what we got. This is what we got coming in here. Retired teachers. The pool is small, man. The pool is small. And when I like I said before, when I say the new generation, that don't mean the young generation. That means the new generation of people, from young right to old. The new generation of people that are coming into work. They don't have any idea. Chooch already know. They see what I see behind the scenes. Oh, you are back to work. And okay, congratulations, Vanessa. Reach out to me. I don't know if you text me or you emailed me. Just reach out to me. I'd like to hear the rest of your story. You were supposed to reach out to me when I was done. I got a PSC at my spot that stopped working to apply her lip gloss. Well, to be fair, some women get dry lips. So my ex-wife used to put that shit on her lip all the time. And I'm like, well, you do that. And she's like, my lips get chapped. I said, okay, cool. And that burns some women. But some just do it to look cute, then no. Just www.no.com. Supervisors come to work in ballerina shoes. Yeah, I've seen that. That's when you got to drop something on their foot by accident. You're going to have them drag me away from this job. I'm my own retention specialist. The best way to retain CCAs is having them transfer to the worst station. Then they're happy with new chaos from their first office chaos. There goes the dress code for the new PMG. Oh, man. This is something else. PTF hire retains more new hires because clerks can't keep up with throwing the mail and the parcels in time. Now the carriers will be out later in the day. So that's technology as well. There are a lot of the SNDCs. The SNDCs have those machines that replace the clerks. So it's just a conveyor belt, and it sorts all the mail without all the clerks throwing anything. It sorts all the routes for them. So that's one part. True statement. Nah, it's just look cute. She's putting gloss on top of gloss. Oh. Times it's changed. When I started it was unacceptable to bring back mail. Now they bring back mail and parcels every day. Oh, I'm gonna talk about that. Send me your email address. It is finesse316 at Gmail. So I had a discussion. I think I was at the office with two other carriers, and they were telling me about why is it okay. Oh, that's what it is. Parcels, right? Because of your new rules, I may chop this up, bear with me. Because of the new 12-hour rule, if you go over 12 hours, y'all get like double time and a half, right? That's how it goes. So they're telling them, leave the mail and go deliver the parcels and be back within the 12 hours. So that's delaying mail, right? Just correct me if I'm wrong. That's delaying mail. And I spoke to Chooch, and what he's saying is they cannot take mail off, delay mail, essentially, just so you're forced off the clock within that 12 hours. But if you bring the mail back because it's late, because it's raining, or whatever it is, you get written up. It's double standard. And then when you bring this up to your shop steward, say, hey man, why are they shoving us off the clock knowing we're going to go over 12 hours because they don't want to pay us that double time and a half because of the directive from up top that says, make sure they're out in 12 hours. But now they're cutting it off and delaying mail, but none of them getting in trouble. It's all about the fucking numbers. And then the shop steward said, oh, well, you don't even worry about it. Then what do you do? If you ain't even got a shop steward that's going to fight for you, that's where people lose faith. That's where people lose hope. One day, I'm going to start calling these stations out. I will. Y'all going to be mad. because I got lists all the way down. I will start naming each station where the shit and the fuckery is going on. And those shop stewards are gonna be pissed. Managers of them stations gonna be pissed. Some of the people that work there gonna be pissed. Because it needs to be exposed. It is what it is. Because that's not right. That ain't right. Right, what it said, prioritizing packages, we ain't UPS. Delaying mail is exactly what it is. This one says they do that every day. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to be getting I gotta ask, why does Jay like bottles on the route? Any of you men that are in your truck, don't piss in your bottles, please. Don't do that. That's disgusting. Hold on. Shit, I'm just seeing stuff. Oh boy. Bear with me. Okay, so the person asked, how do you get rid of a steward? He says, to remove an NALC union steward, you can petition for a new election, file a complaint with the local branch, or appeal to the branch president to remove them for failing to meet their responsibility. It takes work. Again, to remove a union steward, you can petition for a new election, file a complaint with the local branch, or appeal to the branch president to remove them for failing to meet their responsibility. So that's what Chooch says. Now, the problem is that a lot of times they're all cool with each other. So if I petition the president, say, hey, man, you know, Jeff ain't doing his fucking job, man. We gotta, you know, can we remove him? Oh, don't worry about it. That's when you got an issue with the president. That's when you feel like you lose hope, man. It sucks. It sucks. Got a new shop steward. He's giving management hell. 80 grievances this year in our office. Shit, I know people that got 80 grievances in a week. In the contract, 12-hour days for regulars, 11 hours you treat a CCA like regulars. They get drop days. Directive from up top, pay for performance. That's it. Recipe for destruction. He's not lying. Our office is cutting routes before 12 hours, back by 7. Bring back mail and packages. See? Willie B, where you at, man? You sound like the office I was just talking about. You over there in the west coast of Florida? Because that's what they doing over there. We have a 10-year carrier peeing in bottles because we were afraid of being fired. Please don't pee in bottles. Got truck drivers doing that shit. That's disgusting. I'd be upset about that. How do you like the new LOVs? They are NGDVs. LOV, long life vehicles, NGDV, next generation delivery vehicle. I like them. I think they're spacious. I think they're going to serve their purpose. They got a lot of kinks they got to work out in them. I don't like the passenger side mirror. They turn. Those can drive the exact same course that an LLV can drive. That bumper in the front of those vehicles are actually smaller. So the LLV is wide like so. See where my camera is right there. Okay. And then the NGDV is actually curved in the front, and then it turns better than the LLVs. I declined for a CCA position, and they kind of regret it. If I reapply to the same place, would they know? Probably. It doesn't make no difference. Some people, decline the position because of personal things going on in life. You might have broke your arm the day before. They don't want to know why. You at least decline the position. You might have broke your arm and said, oh, can't make it. I was in the hospital. My wife had the baby, whatever it is. You don't need to give them an explanation. You don't work for them yet. Restroom don't count. Comfort stops are not your 10-minute breaks. Read your shit, folks. I take two. This is disgusting. Northwest Pennsylvania. Ah, okay. You out there in Northwest. It's close to what? Ohio, right? West Virginia, Ohio, New York. You way at the top, Northwest. Diamond, how old am I? I am 24. Duh. My oldest son just turned 32. Yeah. Getting up there. That was the process used with the mail handler. Steward, dumb thing. He was only steward that fought for his people. Didn't take no nonsense. Member wanted their friend as a steward. Restroom breakers, comfort breaks. Southeastern PA, Willie B. Members. Last year, was being offered 3.5 hours. This year, we're 3. What'd she say? Because people are going over 12 hours. So instead of punishing those people, everyone else is paying? What does that mean? Where are these things coming up from? And the price. I laugh when management told me to get a doctor's note if I use the restroom more than twice a day. Please, Mr. JH, I need your help. I don't know, Suzanne. I don't know what kind of help I can give you. Depends on what you need. Talking about carrier help or shop steward help. Chooch is the one. People drinking on the job. Yeah, that's a common thing. Those people that walked out of my plant the other day. I gotta cut the shit. JH, where's Saeed? Where does he live? Or where is he? I don't know. I mean, he lives in the South. That I know. I'm not gonna tell y'all where he's at. He didn't. What color are my boxers? Hold on. Black. And do they have the USPS logo on them? No. They say extra medium. Just kidding. Carrier Academy starts Tuesday for me. New CCA. Good luck. You have a carrier with a torn shoulder, and he asked management how he will be able to walk his routes. The manager said, wear your effing satchel. What does your FMLA say? Mine? Oh, I don't have FMLA. More than half my station are medicals. It depends on the wording of the FMLA. What about leaving work smelling like booze? H thought Saeed was going to be your VP. Really? Listen, you see Chooch there, right? Y'all know who Mailman Nick is. Those are two people that I am going to convince to somehow get involved on a national level. Because I personally think they're gonna be some top stars. I really do. But for right now, like I said, vote your conscience. Both James Henry and Mike Cariff are always welcome to come and talk. Because you guys are going to continue to ask questions. So the more questions you have, the more I'm going to ask them. Great job, but people should ask real questions. Go ahead, Scoop. What question do you have? We have a station manager that dresses like Mr. Furley. Huh. Oh, that's funny. That's old school. Am I TTO? I was a tractor trailer operator, yes, for many years. I drove trucks since this is going to say the age, since 1998. And I just stopped driving trucks to do training. Once in a while, I test the drivers, but I do not continue to drive tractor trailers for the Postal Service anymore. I'm not an active TTO. Do MVS drivers have hourly limits like carriers? We'll never get that high. We'll never get that high. Yes. I graduated in 1997. Oh man. It is finesse, word finesse 316 at gmail.com. And OJI? No. On the job instructor? No. I am a driving safety instructor. Driving safety instructor, totally different. Sorry, there's a lot of people texting at the same time. I apologize. All right. Three's Company, that's the one. Showing y'all age right now. Kimberly Carter. Huh. Is there a question that you have? Swiss. I apologize. I really wish I could have had I thought this thing had a section where I could read my comments, tools, plugin, captions, scripts, profile, docs, control panel. Oh, wait. Hold on. Control panel. Wait. Complete using your signing key. What the hell is a signing key? Oh, man. Did it work? Keep looking down. I feel like I'm disrespecting people. Oh, my God. This is what happens when you got old people dealing with stuff. Live control panel. Uh-oh. Open studio. Let's go. Bear with me. There it is. I can almost. Wait. I see it. Beautiful. I can read on screen now. Don't need my phone. They still uses a little black book. You're right. You're correct. See on screen. All right. What lie am I telling? Oh. I graduated in 98. What are you making fun of me? Oh. Maybe you can get APW president and NALC candidate on show together. I don't think they'll do it. Jonathan Smith is very busy now because he's trying to do some changes. We'll see how that plays out. I start orientation tomorrow. 59 years old, about to be a PSC mail processing clerk. I'm a little bit nervous about it. I think you'll be fine. That is probably the job that is going to be the easiest for you. You have you run into Stein or heard anything coming via eavesdrop? No, I haven't run into him. One of my MVS drivers was freaking out on time saying, I need to get out of here. I can't hit penalty. The driver is a person you don't want to be in front of. Ha, 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 ha. Well, yeah, they don't want to hit penalty because we do get penalty pay. If that was your question earlier, we do get penalty pay, but it just goes after 12 hours. So if you're there for more than 12 hours for the day, we're going to hit penalty pay. Well, after 10 hours is penalty pay. So it's 8 hours regular. The first 2 hours are overtime. And anything over 10 becomes penalty up till 12 hours. We don't have that whole 2.5 hour thing that you guys have. How is our favorite person doing? Little King Abe's. He's good. He's good. He will be here tomorrow for the week. I need help. I do need help. It'd be difficult for me to stop carrying mail, but I pray the union president brings, hey, Swiss, we had a... What the hell does it say? We had it going on 97 and 98. Yeah. I had kids in 97, 98. I had three kids by then. 4? Oh, something like that. Management is always the most problem. USPS, what is the way? Management is the most problems of USPS. What is the new ways of business for the future? All crafts. That is a very complex question there, Scoop. I believe I just did a video about that. I did a full video about that, and it was an opinionated video, but I can sit here and knock management all day, every day. And if you got rid of management, is the place going to run smooth? Because the next person that the people are going to blame is who? Each other, which they're already doing right now. The new ways of business is what we're seeing right now. I don't know what he has coming down the pipe yet. He's very vague, or he keeps a lot of stuff tight-lipped. And I sit around all these people that talk. I haven't heard anything besides him wanting to cut or save money. That's all I've heard so far. They're investing in more vehicles because it costs a lot for them to keep repairing vehicles. But they're investing in new technology, which we see. They are cutting jobs, which are bids, which we've been seeing. I don't know what the new initiatives are. They keep talking about, oh, you're going to raise the price of postal packages. But the guy himself is very hard on management first. So it'll trickle down from the top down. And then he wants accountability. That's, if you watch the video that they played probably about 2-3 weeks ago, his whole mindset is about customer service and accountability. During the pandemic, letter carriers were working 79 hours. So the thing about having it open while you're live, it will slow the stream. Oh, did it slow the stream down? It might. Uh-oh. Did it slow my stream down? Yeah. You still make overnight celebrities, or they stop making videos? I don't know what you mean by that. Oh man, next in line. Next in line to get converted. Cleveland, PNDC? Cleveland, Ohio? If I'm not mistaken, in the last year and a half, they just started their program up there because they used to be contractors. I have to imagine West Coast will be getting electric. Meanwhile, they're removing charging stations on the East Coast. TTO life. Don't Steiner said, don't let Jay hear a damn thing. Yeah, man. I be hearing all type of shit. That's one thing he hasn't spoken about yet. Overnight celebrity. Oh, ho, ho. I didn't get that one. SMCA. I wish I knew who the hell that was. I start my first day tomorrow. Johnny Cush. Shit rolled downhill. Didn't slow down at all. Why does the post office move bad management around instead of demoting them? That's a good question. It it takes a lot for management to get fired. They can be put down to craft for a fireable offense, but the reason they don't do it is because, Kimberly, you may have filed something. Just you. Just you. But when you have an office of 20 people and 15 file something, totally different. But everybody moves by themselves. And that's exactly what that gentleman said. You gotta move together. United you stand, divided you fall. Oh. Thoughts or insights into counterfeit postage? I think I have gotten some, but order to deliver and scan it. What? Counterfeit postage. I know that the OIG just did an article about that. And if I'm not, again, I could be wrong. They just did a big bust about people using counterfeit postage. You're supposed to report it. Your management is supposed to get that and hand it over to the inspectors so that they could trace it. I'm almost 100% positive that's how it goes. But delivering it, you're not supposed to do that. So yes, I was right. Cleveland, and you guys just had that program just start within the last 2 years because people were reaching out to me about that. Yeah, people all over this country be reaching out. 3 worker deaths in last thing, not a good start. Is the Elm a good read? Employee labor manual. It is a good read. I think you should know what applies to you first. Not sure where you're what craft you're in. Anyone have an office that has a supervisor of supervisors? What? That's weird. Another office in my city is trying to get rid of a station manager. All the carriers wrote station statements. Got to keep pressing it. Got to keep pressing it. Now, you can't go and get rid of a station manager just because you don't like them. You know, it's just, there has to be reason for them to be, moved out. Knowing his power in the place. It's easy read if you're motivated to be screwed with. Yeah, 23. Yeah, it's when the lady wrote me. I don't think it was you. I can't tell. Can't tell if you're a male or female. I can't see that. Nonetheless, it was a lady that wrote me and asked me about that and asked me how to apply because they just started. They had like a ton of positions that popped up over there. Do you like Swiss? Do you like your position as a truck driver? Because I don't hear you complaining. And my PO, we had a PSC disrespectful to everyone, even supervisors. One quit and the other moved, and she just made regular. How does she keep her job? Got to clear this can. I saw if people saying management ignores it. I'm trying to figure out how to know if it's fake postage. Hell if I know. Got to clear the scan. Ain't nobody worried about clear. They're worried about numbers. They're worried about numbers. If it's fake postage, it should be tracked, right? I saw my first day too soon. Good luck, man. Not sure why he laughed at you. Johnny Cush. I don't think that's your last name, Mr. Cush. Why I laughed. Elementary, my dear Cash. He calls all day smoking cigarettes. I'm interested in knowing how to figure out his fake posters as well. We get fake labels. I'm not a clerk, but I still want to know. Issue scanners, carriers must. I'm looking around the damn camera. Night if we don't scared, blah, blah, blah. If in doubt, weigh it. My red book says my route is 8 hours. I never give them undertime. I feel old when people talk about graduated, and I think I graduated college, and you know what? I'm gonna just shut up. Anyway, all that being said, I think I've ranted enough. I've answered what I could. Again, for those that have just joined me, if you believe, then please go check out the Praying Mailman's channel. Praying Mailman. Just punch that in and everything, and in YouTube. A couple minutes of your day. Sometimes he has enough on there. He got some short videos on there just to hear him for 2 minutes in the morning before you go to work or driving to work. Some people need that inspiration. Sometimes you feel like he's talking directly to you. If you have union type questions, click on Chooch's channel. It says, I do feel like they're dragging Ash in the conversion area. We have so many open runs, people out on medical, people AWOL. It's craziness. Okay. You complaining about the money there? No, you're not. That right there seemed like a truck driver thing nationwide. The conversion area. So many open runs, people out on medical, and they probably told you some bullshit, right, Swiss? They probably told you they don't do conversions around the holiday season, right? I bet you they told you some bullshit like that because it's a lie. You got open routes, they supposed to be doing it. AWOL. They gave all our new NGDV to rural. We had 5 accidents and total trucks. Wow. I apologize, Mr. Cush, if that is your last name. I thought that was a symbol of something different. But if that is your last name, I do apologize. And I hope you have a long-lasting career. Hopefully you're young. Do not allow them to stress you out, Mr. Cush. Johnny Cush. That's a gangster name then, Johnny Cush. I like that name. Carrie's giving back. Great job. Where's site? Yo, you're really funny. Cans, but they fake. Actual weight. We just converted APTFs to regular. So there it is. See? They're telling you they can't do no conversions because of the holiday season, right? Bullshit. Bullshit. So what ends up happening is when you are supposed to convert, I guess you're a PTF because they hired you as PTF. They really can hold you for longer. But when you're supposed to convert, if they hold you longer than your original conversion date or the date of availability, and you finally do convert, your shop steward should be able to file for back pay from your conversion, your actual conversion date. So let's say you were supposed to convert on November 1st, but you don't convert till February 15th. So that whole period that you didn't convert, your shop steward is supposed to file a grievance to get that back pay. Now, being that you are in one of the newer facilities that just got tractor trailer operators, I'm hoping that you have a decent APWU craft director that knows what they're doing, because they will do it correctly. There it is. That's the truth behind it. It is what's supposed to happen. Your stewards are weak. All right. Y'all have yourself a great night. My butt is sticking to the seat here. I got a cloth seat. Yep. Very uncomfortable. MT comment was meant for carriers. This was supposed to happen. It's what's supposed to happen. All right. DF, have a good night. Mr. Badman, have a good night. Shoma Perez? Jamar Perez, have a good night. Chooch, have a good night. Natasha, have a good night. Swiss, have a good night. As I'm reading, the freaking thing keeps moving up and down. Elevated science, have a good night. It's funny. A-Dubs. Let's give A-Dubs congratulations. He is a brand new father. A-Dubs, brand new father. Beautiful baby boy. He went from young wild man to a grown-ass man in a matter of 2 days. Right there, A-Dub, fellow carrier, hardest working man on the West Coast. Congratulations there, A-Dub, with that beautiful baby boy. YouTube experience. Have a good night. Angie, have a good night. Swiss, be safe, sis. Indiana Sunshine, have a good night. She's still coming around, living a good life. Retired, living everything beautiful on her end. Anybody that I may have missed, I apologize. Driving home from Orlando. Congrats. Where you driving, Jose? Serrano? Are you driving home from Orlando? Gotta give me some homework soon. That name seems so familiar. Email me. ASMA. I don't know. Everybody got you hurt, man. Jones, have a good night. Oh man. Jose going to Miami. Going down that turnpike. Stop off in West Palm Beach. I know a couple people over there. Oh, Sean. What's going? See? Sean. That's a gentleman running. You got to let us all know if you win. This man want to change the culture. Jay, email me. Leave a comment, Vanessa, in this video. Leave a comment in this video. And when you leave that comment, if you put your email in there, don't put @gmail.com. You have to spell it out. ATGEE. Whatever it is. Okay? So, because it'll block it automatically. Matter of fact, let me just type it in there. Every time I write in this thing, it won't allow me to put my email in here for some reason. See what happens. Did it work? Oh shit, there it is. Bounce on the 13th. Likes the long version of my intro, the one my son made. My son made them all. I'll do my name. You have to talk. I wish I knew how to. You, Uriah? I don't know how to spell that. Or Uhara Jones? Oh man. Maybe I gotta blow this up. If I don't know how to read that name. Hura? Uhura? Oh man. Hura. You know what? I know you're a lady, so I'm gonna say Mrs. Jones. I apologize. I'm tearing it up. I apologize. Uhura. Oh, this is bad. And I can read. I can read very well. Oh man. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe. Be easy. Hope y'all had a good weekend. You ready for work tomorrow? Uhura is a Star Trek character? Is that what it is? Chooch, when you get a chance, you gotta pronounce that name for me. Send me a voicemail, bro. I know how to say that. That way I don't chop it up. Oh, she getting a kick out of this. Uhura. Uhura? Uhura. Oh, man. All right. I gotta go. Be easy. We out. Oh, I said it right. Uhura. Uhura. All right. Oh, congratulations. Before we go, today, November 30th, officially retired. Thank you for your service. 37 years. 37 years. And congratulations. Damn. That's a rough one. But don't forget us, Angie. Come on here and complain when you're ready. You're always welcome.